Hello everyone, hope you're doing great. So today in this video, I will show you how you can use Lovable.dev to create mini tools, mini apps, even proper tools and proper apps at the same time. However, I have used weeks now and I have created some websites and it was just for the sake of hobby and practice. But if someone is interested in building web apps or SaaS platforms where they can have your front end and back end all being platform and you don't have much knowledge of how to write code, how to write logic, how to program this whole to end to end. I think this is a great platform for doing that. There are other alternatives like Bolt.new, I think V0 also, mostly for front end. But this platform has integration with Supabase, which allows you to build backend and let's say you want to have authentication and you can also use within the Supabase integration. I think it allows you to also have like sign-in options. So let's someone wants their app to be accessed with only with like email login or Google Gmail login, Outlook, whatever. It can be done here. I think they also have Stripe integration. I'm not sure. But let's say you want to also add the payment feature that can also be done within the Lovable. So before we dive more into what Lovable can do, let me quickly show what I have done. So I was thinking of building a currency converter app and it was just a random idea that came to my mind and I thought, okay, maybe a lot of people would want to build small apps, not just for sake of like selling them as a solution, but for their own use case as well. So I wrote a prompt like this. Of course, it was not exactly written in this manner. I used an application called Talktastic, as you can see, which uses my voice. So I speak these things and it turns that whole thing that I said into proper prompt. So it gave the idea, it gave the prompt to Lovable, where it mentioned that this is a currency converter app web application that we are trying to create. It should have like feature of converting one currency to the another currency, but the default currency at the moment should be Indian rupee, INR. Target currency should be US dollars, but we should still have the capability to change or switch these currencies so that we can not be restricted to one type of conversion. It should be real-time exchange rate updates, but of course that cannot be done with the app because we need to use a API from an exchange that takes care of the real-time fluctuation or the real-time values of these currencies. And we did that later on. I'll show you. UI, US, UX, I was just going with the minimalistic flow. As you can see, like it's black and white, nothing fancy. But yeah, we should care about the functionality because it's just a tool that I wanted to create for the sake of this video. So that's what I did. Then Lovable created this tool, but there were some issues. At the moment, you can see like this text box is editable. Earlier, it wasn't, and it took me a while for fixing that issue. The conversion also was not real time. It was probably incorrect for that reason. But then I asked it to use some API, and I think somewhere here it says that it will be using exchange rate API, which provides the current market rates, and it managed to do that. I was thinking that maybe it will give me some steps of going to a particular website or this exchange and then creating an account, getting the API, but I think it was publicly accessible API, so it found that, and I will show you that this is correct. So at the moment, there is value here. Let's put 1,000 Indian rupees. It says in if you convert it to US dollar, it should be 11.50 US dollars. So let's try to do that. And so I'll write 1,000 India INR and then click on enter. 11.54. Here we have 11.50. So almost close to what the exact value is. We can switch the currencies also. Let's say US dollar to US dollar. Of course, it will be 1,000. So that's also verified. But let's convert that into GBP, Great Britain pound. So it's 791. So let's check 1,000 USD to. So it should be 791.64 and ours is 791.00. So that's like 0.64 cents difference, quid difference. I don't know what to say, but I think it's very close. This is not manually entered. It is syncing almost the correct value. So that means that it gives you a right answer that you're looking for. As I mentioned that this tool had some issues, so this particular text box was uneditable and I took 10-15 minutes to fix that, but it did not work. So then I used this feature called chat feature where I explained my issue or forced it to, come up with like why this issue is still happening. and then it went on a self rest, self-thinking mode, and then it said something like, looking at the input component implementation, I can see few potential issues, and then it itself came up with this root cause analysis, because I know the issue, but I think I don't have the jargon or the wording or the way to explain that, and that's why I was wasting some tokens. So I thought, okay, let's not waste token, let's just chat. And the chat feature does not consume your messages, your tokens. And then that happened, and it's asked me to implement the plan. I said implement the plan, and then it implemented the plan. And you see there is no message after that. And yeah, this is working. Of course, now we can take this app to another level, do a lot of other customization, add a lot of bunch of other features, maybe add crypto, or at the moment I'm just taking care of like a couple of currencies, not, as you can see, like it's there are like 10, 15 currencies, but I can expand it to four more currencies. But you can see that this is very easy, and I have not written a single line of code. I was just going with the flow. I did end up facing some issues, but using the chat feature definitely saved the day. And yeah, I suggest that you check out this tool called Lovable.dev, and you will have a good time building your own apps, tools, websites, and I think a lot more than that. Cheers.